Well, we're in the park again. We thought we'd come
back.
back to the bandstand.
We've been here before, haven't we?
We have been here before.
Yeah, and it's
it was a bit
gorgeous.
warmer the last time we came.
Yeah, well, we're going into April, so it'll soon be warm again.
Well, we promised last week when we were at Bicester Village, you remember, that we would talk about getting old. Talk about getting old. Dad jokes. That's one thing about getting old. Yeah, absolutely. That is
getting old.
Okay, I've got one to start off with, and I noticed it on TV the other day because I had to be on my knees demonstrating something. But to get up, you make involuntary noise. You make involuntary noises when you get up, and I always used to
when you're getting really old, you make them when you're going down.
I always used to take the piss out of my mum and dad when they started doing that, and what goes around it. But they don't tell you that older people don't. They don't. No, they. I mean, there's in school when you hit puberty, you kind of there are lessons on it and stuff. Getting older, there's no manual.
No, same as being a parent. There's no manual for being a parent.
So we thought we'd come and do it for you.
This is our user guide to getting old.
Yes,
this is our parent. Yeah.
So, you had a thing about hair. I think.
Yeah, mine is hair growing in. Your head on your hair gets thinner.
Yes, I've lost it at the back of my head, and it's all growing down my neck now.
But your eyebrows, your ears, and your nose, you look like Wurzel Gummidge every once a week, and it's like, really, I've got to get that under control. So you end up
waxing,
shaving, browing,
all of that, and it just keeps coming. It's not like you can get rid of it. It's like at speed.
And shoulders, there's another one. Shoulders, it's just like, why is it growing on my shoulders and not on my head?
I had something happen a couple of weeks ago that really brought it home that I was getting a bit older, but it really put me out. It really put me out. Somebody offered me their seat on a train. Was a young guy, about 25, offered me the seat on a train. And of course, I was like, what? No, I don't need to sit down.
I don't need to sit down. I can run a marathon.
And it's like, well, no, I'm not being stupid about it. But it hit me that because I am the generation up, that was a polite young man. It was a nice thing to do. But I just thought, wow, am I being looked at in that way?
Yes. In a word, yes. I think I can beat that because this happened to me.
You've got grey stubble. That doesn't help.
No, I actually quite like the grey stubble.
But it does. But
you can see the grey.
But it ages you.
All right. If you're one of my in life friends, you're
a real person.
You'll have already heard the indignity of what I'm about to say. I went to the food warehouse.
Oh, Iceland.
Iceland, by other name, but they're rebranding to the food warehouse. Bigger stores, much nicer stores, much more.
Yeah.
Spent about 80, 90 quid in there. Came out.
Yeah, but it's not cheap, is it?
Paid. Came out, and I thought that doesn't sound. That receipt. Where's my receipt? That doesn't sound right.
Oh.
And when I looked at it, it wasn't right. They'd undercharged me, which is fine.
Oh, nice.
But then when I look at the receipt, they'd undercharged me because they'd given me the over 60s 10% discount. What the actual... And I said to my friend Liz, I was with, I went, you see that? And she laughed and she said, that's happened to me before. So I literally turned back round into the store.
I have to say.
Literally turned back round and went...
You didn't go back in and tell them that they made a mistake, did you? No, but take the money.
I was hoping that everyone was getting it. Maybe it was just a mistake, or maybe... But yeah, how rude is that? 10% discount for being over 60. Over 60, not just over 50, but over 60. Right. And she said to me, but you've got to remember that the 13-year-old on the till, you probably do look over 60.
Yeah,
they don't want to insult you by asking you. Exactly. So they're just better to give you it.
One of the other things about getting old that they don't tell you about is that you never get a good night's sleep again. If you're a man, you never get a good night's sleep again.
Sorry, I do.
Because you're up weeing 2 or 3 times a night.
I think it's hysterical.
And it's like, it's not hysterical, it's fucking annoying.
I think it's hysterical because we've been on holiday together so many times and shared an apartment, and I've heard your bedroom door go 2 or 3 times.
And I'm very quiet.
Yeah, he's very quiet, yeah. And for me, it very rarely...
You haven't got that yet.
I haven't got that yet, but by the morning, I'm busting...
You will. Your prostate will
break. I know.
And a friend of ours, I won't name him, it's all to, I won't name him. It's all to do, I'll tell you afterwards. All to do with the prostate, is having his prostate shaved to make it smaller to relieve some of the pressure. Not a nice, not that's what they call it. It's not a nice operation, but I mean, but he
Just so he doesn't wake up in the night.
no, it's
Okay.
it's many other things as well. But that's one of the things that is an associated factor with it as well.
Men of a certain age, go and get your prostate checked.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't need to do that anymore.
No?
That puts people off. That makes me annoyed. That puts people off because now it's a very simple blood test.
Oh, okay.
Simple PSA test will tell you whether you need to go and get further treatment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a simple blood test. You don't need a finger up your bum anymore. So if that's what's putting you off, your doctor doesn't need to do that.
There is a gag there, but I'm going
don't go anywhere near it. The other thing about getting old is hangovers just aren't worth it anymore. Because a hangover you used to be able to shift in 2 or 3 hours. Now it's 2 or 3 days.
We were briefly discussing this half an hour ago. What we're going to do? There's smoke coming out of them trees, and
oh god, the trees are on fire.
And I said, for me, it's waking up at 6:30 in the morning, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and ready to get out of bed, as opposed, and that feels so much more appealing. Waking up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning at my age, than staying up all night long until 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's just the thought of a late night, that ridiculously late night.
But with a hangover.
But we used to do it.
I used to do it a lot.
Yeah, we did it. We did it a lot. Yeah, we'd be found.
Remember those days?
Lying in a gutter in Soho.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, absolutely. 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning before church.
I don't think I was ever that bad. Maybe.
What else is on your
I have glasses in every room of the house.
Yeah.
Every room, literally every room of the house.
I think Poundland survived off people of our age buying.
Do you know what I did? It was, and it's something like you can buy 6 pairs for £7 or something like that.
Well, actually, these when you're getting old,
very smart.
They're very smart, but they are prescription.
Oh, nice.
I've gone down the line of, I can't be bothered to put contact lenses in now, so I'll just have a pair of glasses and just wear my glasses on.
It's all falling apart. Does this really mean, are we really saying, is the overarching message of this episode is that human beings are not designed to live over 45 years old?
Well, I don't think we are. I think it's only medical science that means
kept us alive.
When we think, when I was a child, my grandparents were in their...
Was that in like 1850?
In 1850 in Victoria. But I can remember my grandmother being in her mid-60s, but she was at the time, she was incredibly old in her mid-60s.
Yeah.
She could barely walk. She could she was an old... Now people in their 60s are still paragliding and jumping out of an aeroplane.
And more to the point, working full time.
And working, yes,
till they're
course,
68.
Yeah, absolutely. So
and the rest.
I think, when you see somebody now barely able to walk or hunched over, they're probably in their 80s, 90s. Yeah. But at the time, it was in their 60s.
Agreed.
I remember my grandparents' brother giving up driving because he was too old at 60 to drive. He just felt, that's it, I'm going to give up.
Wow.
Well, imagine now, him driving now. I mean, that was when there was only one car in the village on the roads, and he gave up because he thought it was too dangerous.
I've just thought of one more thing as well about getting old. And I know that you don't take very many prescription tablets each day, but you take a whole concoction of vitamins and collagen and Christ knows what else. Whereas I take vitamins, but I've also got a whole pile of prescription tablets for acid reflux and blood thinners and blood pressure tablets and Christ knows what else. So I take about 12 tablets a day. I didn't take any. When I was 50, I didn't take any tablets at all. This is all since turning 50. How many do you reckon you pop in your mouth every day? Pills.
So the collagen is 6 of those.
They're like horse pills.
They're like horse pills. Then there's another one for something else.
Okay.
I'm not going to. Then there's vitamin C. Vitamin D. Yep. That's very good in the winter.
Vitamin D make sure it's a high dose of vitamin D3. If it's any of the other Ds, don't bother.
Straight down to Holland and Barrett. Buy one get one free. A cod liver oil.
Oh,
that helps getting out of a chair.
Oh, does it? Maybe I ought to be taking
down
that.
Holland and Barrett. But if you're a couple, you can get one, buy one, get one free.
I like it.
Yeah. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about being grumpy. I went to Holland and Barrett to top up on those things this week. And I knew what I wanted, put it in my basket online, but then I've got a store down the road. I'll just put it in the basket, and then I can just find
Click and collect.
No. I'll just go and buy it. Okay. If you've got a store, you want to give them, you want to give them the trade and justify existing. Otherwise, stores will shut down. So I put it all in the basket online to go to the store and pick it off the shelf. Some soap, some pills, and their buy one get one free online was not on offer in the store. It was buy one, get one half price.
Yeah.
And that really, and I said to her,
Yeah.
really? And she went, yeah, that's an online.
It's because online is in competition with the stores, not in concert with the stores.
So I literally ordered it in front
Yep.
I bought the stuff that I could get
Yep.
by. I ordered it in front of her and I went, I'll see you tomorrow to collect it. I'll actually come back tomorrow.
But do you remember when I used to work for one of the big travel channels?
Yeah.
We originally were going to be a channel that supported the shops selling the holidays. Only when we went on air were we told that we were in competition with the shops.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous thing to do,
Yeah.
to put online in competition with the shops. Put it in concert with each other, otherwise you will lose all those stores anyway.
Yeah. And when I went back the following day to pick it up, literally she had just picked it off the shelves.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's
like,
crazy, isn't it?
That's ridiculous. You're actually because I might have gone home and not ordered that, and then you've lost that sale.
Yeah, totally.
You've lost that sale. So.
Anyway, that's us getting older.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
You know
if you've got any thoughts about being older, let us know.
Another one about me, just very quickly. The other one is self-doubting. Self-doubt.
Self-doubt.
Have I actually hit record?
Oh,
and I'm sure I have, but we'll find out in a few seconds.
That would be annoying. That would be.
So yeah, if you've got any,
yeah, do put them in the comments because it's fascinating to read what other people think about it. Do.
Bye. Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, we're okay.